Okay, I know what the problem is. I remember what else. There's another condition here. We can't just do what we've done. It is the null transition, and the problem is that the condition for transitioning has to somehow block this stop. See how the problem was that B0 and B1 were on, and since stop was on, we kept getting B1 equal 1, which kept us in this state. The problem is that we have to have the procs override. In other words, we have to consider all the transitions at one time. That's the problem. And that's what makes more transitions and more inputs more difficult. So what I need to add to this, and let me make sure the video is zoomed all the way out. Yeah, that's all the way out because I'm going to be working over here a little bit. What we have to add to this is the condition of basically procs, right? Because the only way we would want to take this transition is if procs is equal to 1, right? So this should be and procs. That way, once procs goes true, this will shut off. See? So we're going to use conditions from the other branches as well. Now that's going to affect everything. So let's think this through. I shouldn't have erased what we had. I think the first two were fill, weren't they? Yeah, they must be fill because we've got a 0 here and a 1 there. So we've got to consider all the transitions together. So we've got 1, 2, and then the null well, we're only working on the null transition. And, you know, actually we may have to include them over here as well. But anyway, so the only way we can keep our 1 and stay in this state is if procs is not true. Now notice there's a preferred direction, right? It's possible that the system could have valid reasons to go both places. Let's say that procs went to 0 when the stop button was pressed at the same time. As it is right now, this is going to clear bit 1, which happens to be the same for both of these. So the thing that would determine where it goes is what's going on with bit 0. So I think we're actually going to have to revisit all of these, okay? Because we need all the conditions that surround the state, or all the transitions that surround the state in order to figure out where it should go. So let's go through them again, and we'll start with the null transitions. So let's see, this was from fill box, we said it a second ago, here we go, to full. Okay, for getting B1 on. Okay, so the only time when we can take this transition, let's make the stop be the overriding condition, okay? So if the stop button is true, then we can take this transition. Because if it's not, we'd rather the stop button override for safety, okay? So we need and stop because that's another condition surrounding this in the transitions. Okay, how about this one? This was from the same thing, and it was this. Was it? It was stop true.
Yes. Not level.
This was to come back and guard against this. So, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, you're right.
So it's that, we're guarding against this transition, and I think we have to include level. So, but wouldn't it be not level? Or am I not thinking right?
If it's, then it'll be stuck in that state again, though, won't it? Let's see.
Well, this is the null transition. That's kind of what we're trying to make happen.
Isn't it the same as the one above?
Yes.
It is the same as the one above, you're right.
So that's what I'm saying, it would never go.
But if we do this, then level's unimportant, we're just back to stop, which is the same thing.
Well, it would be a transit, but it'd go it'd go to the clear box, right?
I think that's what we want, right? If stop is on, not
Yeah,
go this
it just
way,
go that way.
and levels on, then turn on
Oh,
bit
so it's
one,
not-
which is what we want.
So this ain't a transition, this is more of a
Well, that would
state-
make it,
change state, right?
that would make it one of these over here, which is not what we're looking for.
We wouldn't, yeah. Because it's not a transition, just keep it actually make
Right.
a change state.
Right. So these should be conditions for staying in the state.
So that would have, so you wouldn't need you'd only need the top one for
Yeah,
that.
I think we only need the top one. Tell you what, let me do it this way, rather than wasting more time, we wasted 10 more minutes, and rather than wasting more time, let me sit down with the spreadsheet and do it that way, even though it's more confusing, and I'll compare it to this. Because this is the problem, we've got to have other conditions. I'm trying to figure out, okay, instead of doing the spreadsheet way, what's the simplified ways? Because this kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
The spreadsheet way is pretty confusing. It's the same thing, it's just confusing.
But it's more visual approach.
This is more visual,
Yeah.
right. So I'll figure this out, and next time we get together, I'll show you how it works, okay? Anyone need help with homework?
I didn't make amends with